Hello. I'm gonna take my time with that one. I mean, it's been so long. It's been so long that I haven't said this to the fans here. Thank you guys. This is the Man Camp Podcast. I am AG the Mush here with Mike, the Bronx legend, and Viddy.
Crickets.
Viddy is on another. He's taking another sick day. He's on a 9-month sick day. No, shout out Viddy. He's out in Jamaica, right? He was
Jamaica. He's in Jamaica
with the lady, celebrating, having a good time. I enjoy that time. Man, we needed to come back here. We're in the midst. We've been gone for a while, right? But this is very infrequent podcast at this point.
Feels like a yearly special. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a New Year's special, like one of the things, right? Mm-hmm. But we're in the midst of. Is it the greatest playoff run in NBA, in modern NBA history?
I'll tell you what, I already thought about this. If the Knicks win a chip, I'm going to talk a lot of shit. Like, I'm just going to be saying shit like, greatest playoff team ever. I'm just going to, we never seen this, man. I guess, like whatever, we can get right into it. Like, just as an example, when they were playing against the Hawks, which feels like forever ago, and there was game 6, and they won by 50. And my dad, who will be, God willing, he'll be 75 in June next month. He remarked, saying he had never, and mind you, he's seen 2 Knicks chips.
Yeah.
He's old enough to say he saw both chips. He said he's never seen the Knicks play like that, like be that dominant. Never.
I mean, obviously, in our relatively short comparing to your dad, whatever history, we've never seen something like this. It's been written about, people talking about it. This is just never, I mean, statistically, they're doing things that have just never happened before.
Yeah.
And so no one's really seen this, right? But it's weird. So one of the reasons we're having this pod, one is what, obviously we want to come back, we want to do this, all this stuff with Knicks fans. We got to celebrate here.
But just so real quick, so we get it out there, it says the Knicks have outscored teams by 212 points during their 9-game win streak. And something previous to this, before this playoff run, the longest winning streak in playoff history for the Knicks was 6 games. So this is a 9-game win streak they're on now. And it's the best points differential in any 9-game span in regular season or playoffs by any team in NBA history. The Knicks, so the point differential with the Knicks 212. The previous record was 209 by the 1973-74 Milwaukee Bucks in the regular season.
That's Oscar Robertson
with Kareem and Oscar. Yeah. So it's this is something that many people have never seen. Yeah. If we're being honest about it. This
is nuts, and this is all respect to all those dynasty teams and all that stuff going on there. And I'm not, no one's shouting dynasty here, but all respect to those teams and the things that we've seen in modern history. Yeah. This is just insane. And so part of the reason and impetus for this episode was I'm absorbing all of this as a fan, right? And we all are.
Yeah.
And I message these guys in the group chat. We keep the MCP group chat still going daily. That should be the podcast. You see that group chat, right? But anyway, so we keep that going. And I sent a voice note quickly because I was like, I was just having this thought as I was commuting to work. And I know I'm going to speak to this. And I was trying to see if I'm alone in this. And even though in my heart I know I can't be alone in this, but I just had to ask the question. And so the thought that came through my mind is that Knicks PTSD is a thing. PTSD as a Knicks fan is for real, because what Mike just said, this is historic. I made this comment before we got on the pod, but to you, Mike, and everybody said this. Mm-hmm. We've seen these teams, and you were referencing stuff that I guess you saw on sports media too. We've seen these teams.
Right.
And, it's like the Warriors, and everyone is losing their mind because it's like, oh my God, or it's like the Bulls, or it's like the Lakers, or you see these OKC, you see these teams that are just like, holy shit, they're dominant. It's that team. And that's the Knicks right now. And deep down as a fan, I don't know how to absorb that, right? Because I'm in that shock of like, what is that saying? It says always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Like I've always felt like that as a Knicks fan, and like right now we're the bride in some respects. And I'm like,
it's shocking because it's us. That's the difference. Like we see other teams do it, like, oh damn, that's crazy. But it's us. So it's like, really? Like,
and I'm constantly in a state of waiting for the shoe to drop, right?
Yeah.
But like 1 game, sure. 2 games, okay. 9-game stretch, dude. Like, this is the team.
It's crazy.
This is that team.
Yeah.
And, you know, my son, Liam, was bringing this up, and he's talking about the Knicks earlier, right? And it was about this run, and he was like, yeah, you know, KC and the West, all that stuff. Like, you know, the Knicks got to face one. I was like, hold on. They got to face the Knicks. Like, right now, the Knicks are the boogeyman in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, all respect to the West Coast. I'm not diminishing any of that. Those are real teams out there, too. But any team coming into a matchup has got to face the Knicks right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that is just an insane position to be in. And so I found myself, I'm rambling here, I'll let you jump in. I found myself feeling, you know, this like almost jealousy towards like bandwagon fans and newer fans that didn't experience like that.
There's a lot of that right now.
A lot of it. But they're like enjoying this wave of like, holy shit, this team is this. And I'm in the other side like, nah, man, I've seen this fail too many times. And I made the joke. I was like, you know, I feel like one of those like, like a battered woman, a battered relationship where you just had really bad relationships over and over and over again. And you got this really good one. And now it's like, I don't know how to trust it. And I'm like, right now this is crazy and I don't know how to trust it.
Yeah. It's funny. I'll go backwards and touch on some of the things you just said, like with the bandwagon stuff and, you know, just from having social media. There's certain, I'm not going to name names, obviously, or whatever, but there's certain people that I know that you were never rocking with the Knicks, and now you're rocking with the Knicks. Like just
shout out
stop.
D-Money. Shout out our friend D-Money. You know, we welcome you back with open arms,
I'm not even saying him. It's just other.
This is me messing with David.
Yeah, but it's like other people that I know. Like I'm talking about people that I grew up with, like in my neighborhood. They will, you know, if anything, they would troll me about being a Knicks fan. Now they're Knicks fans, and I'm like, when did that happen? But they're, you know, they're riding the bandwagon, whatever, and just being from New York.
I'm from here.
Yeah, and then like with the kids, what's funny with the kids is that it's like the experience is just much different for them. Like for my son, or one of my sons, he's 12, and you got to think about it, right? Like his fandom has started in let's just call it the Jalen Brunson era. So that's the last four seasons. So you go from 8 to 12. Like how has his Knicks fandom been compared to mine? Like it's like night and day.
He doesn't have that history.
You can't compare it. So, you know, he's really been into it, been into this season. I'll say that. To the point where, like, even if I go to the city and I'll go to a watch party and watch the game, he will be home and watch the game by himself. He'll wake up early in the morning before he goes to school, and the first thing he does, he goes on YouTube and he's watching highlights from the game. And even if there's another series like OKC and you know San Antonio, he's watching those highlights and stuff like that. So he's really into it. That's the point that I'm trying to make. But you know, obviously off of that, we have a lot of conversations. And he sees the Knicks 9-game win streak, and he's remarked to me, he's like, "Dad, we could really get the title this year." And it's like, damn, bro, like I'm not used to thinking like that, or kind of having those conversations with fellow Knicks fans. And here my son is, and he's telling me like, yo, we could get it this year. And it's kind of like makes me reflect on his fandom, you know, and what he's experienced, you know, being a Knicks fan. But you know, anyway, that's that. So that's an interesting way to look at it too. But yeah, the Knick PTSD is a real thing, for sure. It's like you said, like you're waiting for a shoe to drop, you're waiting for something to go wrong, something bad. And it's funny, like even with the OG injury, I'm like, here it is, man. Like now he's done with the Achilles, you know, not Achilles, excuse me, God forbid. With the hamstring or whatever, I'm like, man, you know, but you know, he's got back out there, he's fine. But it's just stuff like that. So you're kind of like waiting for something to happen. But as much PTSD as I have, like, and like my one time showing it so far this year was, you know, and I just mentioned it with the OG injury after game 2. I remember, so I went into a watch party for game 3, which was on a Friday when they were playing Philly. Went with three friends of mine, and I actually saw someone that I know on Knicks Twitter. We just happened to walk towards the garden at the same time. So, you know, chopping it up with him real quick. And I was saying, I made a remark to him saying that, you know, damn, you know, we don't have OG tonight. It's going to be tough. Like, you know, we got to lean on guys like Shamit, you know, Deuce, things like that. I'm like, I'm a little nervous about this game, you know? And we kind of joked off of it. And we actually said those words, yo, Knicks PTSD is a real thing, you know, like, cause and it's just true, whatever. And then they came out and, you know, like, I think honestly, Philly they actually came out pretty strong that game. I think they were up like 12-2 at one point, whatever, but no, Knicks slowly chipped away. And then I think they wound up winning the game by like 14. You know, they ran away with it at the end. And then obviously we know game 4, they kicked the dog shit out of Philly or whatever. So this is different, man. Like the PTSD is there, but you just watch this team play and just with the chemistry, the synergy, like it's just different, man. Like honestly, sometimes it's as simple as this. Like they're not playing like assholes. Like a lot of times, really hard, I hate watching them on offense previously, and definitely under the Tibbs era, where it's like Jalen's dribbling the basketball, nobody's setting the screen, everybody just kind of standing around, and I hate that, man, because you're making it harder for yourself. Like sports, like whether it's football, basketball, like football, like the best offenses you see. These coaches like putting players in motion. You want to confuse the defense. It's the same thing with basketball, man. Like set a screen and try to, like, you know, if Cat like what they've been doing, using Cat as a hub, and then having, you know, like Jalen Brunson is setting double the screens that he was setting in the regular season, and then he sets a screen and maybe he gets the ball off that, or maybe the guy he's screening for gets the ball off that. But either way, when you got those little backdoor cuts and those layups, and it just makes the offense flow that much better. It makes things easier, and then it's not like a one-man show. It's like everybody is involved, and that's what you want to see. That's a modern NBA offense or whatever. So it's just seeing that and the beauty of that and the synergy, like I said, and the chemistry, whatever. It's a beautiful thing, and then it makes, when you're scoring like that, it makes it easier to play defense because that team has to take the ball out from under the hoop because the Knicks just scored, and the Knicks have been. You can look at the numbers; they're the number one offense in the playoffs, and they're up there too defensively as well. Off of that. So it's just the PTSD is there, but the way this team is playing right now, something that I can say I've never seen, that my dad told me he's never seen. So I got to take that into account too, and just enjoy the ride, man, and take it one game at a time, and hopefully, you know, come June, like, you know, we're able to experience something as fans, Knicks fans, that we've never experienced, and I could just, I'm gonna say it right now. For anybody listening to this, I'm gonna wild the fuck out, man. I don't even want to say what I'm gonna do. There's certain things that I've kind of already set in motion, gearing towards what I'm going to do if that happens.
You know, everybody jokes about that, but I think there's some truth behind the joke, and like, I do worry for the city. Like if the Knicks win, like this is
for sure. It's going to be crazy, especially with the younger Knicks fans. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think people don't appreciate just how pent up that Knick fandom is in the city, man. And
let me say this real quick, and I don't mean to cut you off. And I put this on Twitter. Got some interactions with it. And it's so true, man. Like, and I think anybody that grew up in New York City, they can really speak to this and understand this. And I'm just basically said that, yo, I consider myself a New York Rangers fan, but I'm not gonna say I'm like a fanatic or whatever. But like I'm a real fan of the New York Yankees, the New York Giants. Those are my teams. And I was just saying how you could say any team. Like you could be the biggest Mets fan, you could be the biggest Rangers fan, Jets fan, Giants, whatever. There is no team that connects with New York City the way the Knicks do. Yeah. It's just like you can't debate it. I mean, listen, the Yankees are there. I get when the Yankees on their runs, whatever, they're there. Not like the Knicks, man. And I know this just from growing up in New York City and just feeling the energy, whether it was 94, 99, 2000, the Jalen Brunson era, these past couple teams, the city is not like the juice, the energy in the city. It's vibing when it's the Knicks. It's just different,
it's
man.
A very different thing.
You can feel it. Like it's hard to explain in a way. You just have to be here to understand it, whatever. But it's different, man. So when it's the Knicks, like it's just different, man. So like you're saying, like if they ever make it happen, it's gonna be insane.
It's just like an explosion, exactly that, of energy. Positive energy, and some crazy shit's gonna happen
good
too.
Energy.
But positive energy and some crazy shit will happen too, right? As a result, but. Like, to your point, the Knicks, like, in the Yankees, I remember, what was it, 96, right?
96, yeah.
96, they had the drought.
The first
they won
time in like 18 years. I think the last time they had one was 78.
Big drought. And I remember going down to City Hall and how that craziness was and all that stuff.
Yep.
But to your point, like, there's something about, I'm not going to make this about race, even though it's kind of about race. It's class. I'm going to say like there's different classes of folks, and that's not race related. There's something about how the kaleidoscope, I guess, or the cross section of Knick fandom that's just from top to bottom, dude.
Yeah.
Like you get the elites. You're talking about Hollywood that's on, you know, front court, Ben Stiller, all that, Chalamet. And then you get the hood of the hood that's outside just going crazy. But they're the same fans. And it's just, and then as equally as insane. And so, and energetic. And so that's what's really, I think, at the core of it. And every corner of New York City has that. And I don't know why, money's the reason, but I don't know why Brooklyn decided to come into this pool of where they could never be anything more than what they are, right?
Yeah.
No matter what that team does, it'll always be in the shadow of this. And that's not to talk, I'm not trying to throw shade on them. It's just the truth. This is New York. Like the New York Knicks are this city. And so that cross section, I'll give you a perfect example. I was at work on Tuesday. Was it Wednesday? I'm sorry. And I came in with my Knick hat, my fitted hat. I actually put it on to work, and I work in the corporate tower in Columbus Circle. Yeah, and it's highbrow, you know, whatever. All that stuff. And I'm talking about senior leaders, everybody. It was like, go Knicks. Like it's there, you know what I mean? Like it's go Knicks. No one's just like, what do you got on? And I'm talking about you button down suits and everything, and I'm in my suit, still wearing a hat, like I wanted to wear that. But they're like, go Knicks, and that's what it is. It's everybody's on that.
Yeah, and
you
that's
wear Yankee
even,
hat, they're not like go Yanks.
But it's even been here, like, you know, like for me, I obviously live in Jersey now, whatever. I work in New Jersey, and I've experienced it here. Like I have like all my whenever I wear my Hart hat, I have a sticker for I love the Knicks logo, the Giants logo, and the Yankees. And I've had constant people just come up to me and start talking about Knicks. I've seen somebody in the, like, I remember, you know, maybe like 2 weeks ago, saw someone just stopped at a bagel spot to get some coffee. Dude had a Knick hat on, and we had a conversation for like 10 minutes. That's it. I don't know this dude, just off of that, just talking about, you know, the Knicks or whatever. And then even other conversations of seeing people in like random places. Like my wife had a graduation this past Tuesday, and during the graduation, one of the people graduating, this guy, he had his Jalen Brunson jersey statement, you know, jersey on under his, you know, his gown. And I just made a remark real quick, like, you know, I like that jersey or whatever. And it's like, you know, quick conversation off of that or whatever. So it's like, it doesn't happen as much with, and I don't know if like, because I'm trying to think of the Yankees, but the Yankees feel like such a generic, like hat to wear or whatever, because it's like, you know, it's like it's Yankee, like everybody, you know, like, you know, whatever, just wears the Yankee, but it's like it's the Knicks, and like there's always like a reaction, whether it's positive or negative with the Knicks all the time, whatever, and like that's, you know, it just, you know, it speaks to the human side, I guess, of people, of just like, you know, a random stranger, you don't know them, and you equally share like a passion for something, the Knicks in this case, and you can just have a conversation all that and off of that, and it's honestly, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, man. It's exactly what it is, and it's a dope experience, man, and especially when the team is playing like this, and it's you know, it's going to be a positive conversation. It's beautiful, man. I love it. I enjoy the shit.
I hear you, man. Same thing. Like it's just you know, we just got the news. Obviously, we saw on Twitter that the outdoor watch parties next to the stadium, they're shutting those down because they're getting a little too rowdy. Which I understand. We both understand why they are a little crazy. Yep. You know, all that side talk craziness that you see on the clips. That is really what's out there.
I mean, people, I think a part of it is like, it's a lot of young people and they're looking for viral moments, things like that. That's a part of it.
The attention grabbing and all that crazy. And that fandom, I don't remember that fandom growing up in the 90s and all that stuff. I don't remember that side of the Knick fandom, like that lunacy, no, but it's also because we didn't have social media, right?
Yeah.
Now that it's here, I feel like, because where I'm going with this right now is going to be like the media, and I feel like because of that perception of our fandom,
oh, people think we're maniacs. Like across country.
We earned it a little bit though, because we be pulling up in Atlanta, we pull up in Philadelphia, and we take over their stadium, and then we're just lunatics over there too, and it's like we kind of earn it to some degree. You know what I mean? I don't hate it. I actually love that that's our DNA. I love that that's our people. But, you know, but I can understand. What I don't love about it is where I'm going here with this. Is I think we've given haters and we've given people that just aren't on that wagon, they're just outsiders. We've given them fuel to hit us with what we're calling the Knicks tax, right?
Yeah.
So, like.
Oh, people have come on and said that I've heard like a lot of people in the media, and I'm sure, and it trickles down to fans too of other teams, and they just say, "Oh, I don't hate." I've heard this expression. I don't hate the Knicks. I hate Knicks fans. Like I've seen that quote so many times during this playoff run. And to me, I'm like, well, fuck you too. That's kind of how I look at it.
They embolden us, and then we also kind of like it's that loop, right?
Yeah, like we kind of like if you talk like that, we're gonna feed off that. Because the one thing, like, you know what I mean, and I don't mean it like sound like an asshole, but it's like it's New York, man. Like you talk shit, we're gonna talk shit. Like we're already gonna talk shit. I will admit that. But like you do that, like we're just gonna match that energy. Yeah, like that's what it is.
And we tend to be a little louder with it, right? So we're gonna match that energy a little louder with it. So we bring that to the building, and then so. You know, one of the things that I've seen that's really unfortunate is that same perception that Liam had, right? The whole idea, like, oh, when you face another, it was like, well, hold on, spin this on his head, like, so and so team gonna have to come to New York, or so and so team gonna have to deal with Jalen Brunson, so and so team gonna have to deal with Cat, and the media helps spin that way too, right? Because they're still talking about the Knicks. Barkley's probably famous for this. He's my favorite player all the time, but Barkley's famous for talking shit left and right. Yeah. And it's the same idea, like, oh, it's the Knicks, the same old Knicks. But this ain't the same old Knicks right now. This is a different. What we watching, what we're experiencing, what's being put out there in this playoff run is incredible. And I just wish, and I also asked the open question, I wish that it was featured more. Like people just celebrating what was going on here the same way it would be like if the Warriors were doing this. Yeah. Or I don't know, the Suns. Let's say the Suns went on this run.
It's a lot of that. It's a lot of as people, because it's the Knicks, you know, it's downplayed a little bit. Because if you really look at all the numbers and what they're doing right now, if it was another team doing it, it'd be more celebrated. It's really that simple.
It's just nuts, right? The coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? Like the Pacers aren't there. There's no Halliburton. I wish he was here.
100%.
I wish he was here because I just know. I know that he would be in the wood chipper. You know, like this is just not. This team right now is different. I don't know how to explain what I can't explain. Like I'm watching this team, and as a lifelong Knicks fan, I've just never seen my team, the Knicks, be that team that unquestionably just dominates the game. Yeah. And they do it in every facet of the game, dude. And you know what? Right over there, because I'm going to ask you this question. And I think we know the answer, but this is more for the audiences and to kind of toy them with them a little bit. Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm at a loss of words here. Like, he's playing the best basketball of his career. And the best basketball of his career is showing out to be some of the best basketball of all time.
Yeah.
He's, in short, he's him. He's him.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really that simple. I mean, when your name is being mentioned amongst players like Michael Jordan, who many consider to be the greatest of all time, I mean, I think that says it alone. I mean, he's at this point, I mean, I have posted it the other day or yesterday. He's with the Jalen Brunson's all-time ranks for the Knicks, minimum 20 games. And this is for the playoffs. He's first in playoffs points per game, first in playoff assists per game, and first in playoff three-pointers made. Oof. I just, it's like you said, I just had a loss for words. I think a part of it is, it's kind of downplay with him because, he's a small guard. He's not like that typical 6'6", 6'8". He's not a SGA. He's not a Ant Edwards. He's not a Cade Cunningham. He's not a Wemby, obviously. So, he's a small guard. He's not super athletic. He's not this like maxi that can just go right by you or, a spider that can just elevate over you despite his size or whatever. But he's just a bucket. He's a bucket. Like he's a hooper, man. Like
I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he just like his footwork, Like, bro, he's a bucket, man. Like, he just knows how to get buckets, man. And to be at his height, he's listed at 6'2". Yeah, he's not 6'2", man. He's smaller than that. Yeah, man, like, we need to appreciate our time with him being on the team because it's a gift. I don't know what else to call it at this point.
You're absolutely right there. And that's probably all that needs to be said. It is a gift. Like, just watching this dude play ball.
And we're not even factoring the humility, just the other side of him, his personality, the way he carries himself as a leader. He's a captain for a reason. I mean, they asked him the other day, how does he feel about playing through Cat and not having the ball as much, being a superstar? And his remark was, I'm not a superstar. Like, nobody's going to say, nobody in his position is going to make that kind of comment.
Yeah, especially when you think, like you mentioned Ant, right? Like, Ant's his whole persona is being that bravado, like,
yeah, 100%.
That whole thing, right? And he's not that. And he has a shoe deal that's like a under the nose shoe deal, like no one. It's not a publicized kind of like shoe deal, and everybody's like, "Where's his shoe?" And it's like he's the first, I guess, first Kobe, brand player is what Brunson is, but he don't even promote that. Like, it's not a thing. He's real quiet about his stuff, and he just goes out there and he's just a workman and but kills you. He's an assassin. The dude, yo, man, like, let's just talk about game one. That fourth quarter in game one, bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Everybody's talking about it, and rightfully so. I've never seen anything like it in my life either. And Kenny Atkinson deserves some play in this because I don't know how you don't try a timeout with all that going on. And everybody's watching the same thing go on. Yeah. Like right now, Brunson is literally shutting down and he's nailing every shot that he put up. Yeah, every
I think he
shot.
Went 7 for 8. I guess.
Yeah, he missed that one. It was a floater, right, or something like that. It was a floater.
Yeah.
It wasn't a 3-pointer. I know he hit that shit, but it was.
I can't remember.
Shot. But yeah, he missed one.
Yeah.
But you watching him do it, yo. You watching him nail this thing down, yo.
There's an expression that's used sometimes in those kind of situations, like, and it's called like walking a team down.
Yeah.
And he literally did that because they were down by 22, 7 and change left, and he just slowly. Obviously, the Knicks is a team playing great defense.
Yeah.
But like on the offensive end. He just slowly walking the Cavs down, slowly walking them down, like literally.
Bro, he's waving off the ISOs, he's waving for the ISOs.
Yeah, like, and then even they tie the game. Hart comes back, scores against Brunson, and then Brunson goes right back down. All right, I'm gonna tie the game up again, and he ties it again, and like it's like. People understand like some of the shots that he made, like the level, like the one where off 2 he kind of like goes to the side and puts it high off the glass. While Harden was guarding him, like
Mobley, right?
I'm like, yo, how did he hit that? How did he make that? That was crazy. Like the level of difficulty to make that kind of shot, and like I said, man, the man he's a winner, man. Two national championships, and with Villanova. Like it's just like there's certain players, man, that you could tell like they truly just want to win. And I'm not saying there's guys that I'm not saying there's certain guys that don't want to win, but there's guys that want to win and then know how to win.
Right.
And I think that's what Brunson is like. And it's funny because like there's certain guys like a Stephen Castle from the Spurs. He won championships with UConn. You see the way he's playing in the playoffs, and like I look at him and I'm like, damn, he's a dog. Like he just
second-year player too.
And he's still coming to his own, but like he's the kid is just a winner, man. And it's like the same thing with Brunson, man. Like he just
Hart has that gene in him,
and Josh Hart is another one. Yeah, there's certain guys that just they know how to win. And they're going to do what it takes to win, and Brunson definitely has that, man. And it's impressive to see because a lot of these guys, like, they truly just rely on the talent and the talent alone. Like, I want to call them dumb or whatever, but, like, Brunson is a high IQ player. Josh Hart is a high IQ player or whatever. Like, they just know what Mikal Bridges, they know what it takes to win. They know what to do, whatever. A lot of guys, they just rely on the talent. They don't have, like, that cerebral part of their game like Jalen Brunson has.
So let me ask you, do you think, because, he's going unsung a little bit here in this conversation, but Cat, you think this is rubbed off finally on Cat? Because I think he's having his best playoffs.
I think so. Like yeah, he's not a player that I would have described like in that way, like being a high, no offense to him, like being a high IQ player.
Trump the low IQ.
Yeah, like, so I think, yeah, for sure, man. I think after that game 3 in Atlanta, I mean, just kind of reading the tea leaves, because I mean, you don't really know. Cooking. You kind of got to like just kind of. I think you know, they had that meeting, whatever they had, and they probably him and Mike Brown, they probably got into it, because I know I read something where, you know, there was a play during game 3 where I guess Cat was complaining about not getting the ball, and Mike Brown during a film session, you know, with that game that, you know, they were showing, and he was like, well, what happened right here? Like, you were supposed to set the screen and you just stood in the corner.
Yeah.
And I think off of that, then I guess, you know, they had the conversations, and whatever, they decided to, you know, kind of use Cat as this hub, you know, to produce points or whatever. So, you know, I think, you know, whatever, they had that powwow, whatever it was, I'm sure other teammates, they chimed in or whatever, and they, you know, they would figure it out. They would finally kind of, rubble, you know, kind of like get Cat to play the way they wanted him to play. And I think even before that, like, you know, Josh Hart during the season, they would kind of make remarks saying, we got to be unselfish. Yeah. We got to be unselfish. And it always kind of felt like they were saying those sort of things with Cat in mind. Yeah. You know, just to kind of sacrifice, and we need you to play this way in order to maximize this team's talent. Yeah. You know? And you know, they play great.
When they made that switch, that unlocked everything. It just turned into the offensive apparatus. Right now, Cleveland's probably the best suited team to go against that and neutralize it to some degree. Yeah. Which you're seeing, because Evan Mobley, he's just great on the blocks and out there in the wings. He can hit that point of attack, but. You know, then they went back to Brunson ball, and then, so it goes back to that point.
But we can't forget about the defense too, because I think I saw something, I think maybe yesterday or today, and it said like since January, I don't remember the date, but if you include, I think, the playoffs and, you know, every regular season game from a certain date in January, the Knicks have the #1 rated defense in the NBA. Yeah, they have. And that's also Cat buying in on that, and he's been good defensively. Like, he's closed lanes off. Like,
his rebounding has been phenomenal.
You know, he's been a good defender. He plays good defense. You have to say that about him at this point. And even Brunson, he's
I saw him fighting over screens yesterday. Yeah, and I was like, look at this.
Yeah, I mean, he's shown a lot too. Like, so him being a captain, you got to lead by example, right? So like they just locked in, man, on both ends. Like, and it's a beautiful thing to see. And I saw Clyde say that this team reminds him of the championship teams, how they were both all selfless, and they sacrificed one another, and they were locked in together on both ends. And that's what it looks like to me. I've never seen the Knicks locked in like this.
It's always been this one, you know, the shoe, right? There's always been this one gap. Something went wrong here. This didn't feel right, or we always had this one Achilles heel to the team.
It seems like right now, like, they just have answers for everything. Like, they know what to do.
That is the insane part of this. This is where I was going with, like, right now Cleveland's kind of taking Cat out of the picture with that hub offense. Yeah. But we just went back to Brunson ball, and it's fine. And then even when Brunson ball wasn't working, they went to a 5-out and they spread it out. We had Sham, and now Hart hit, you know, career high points and 3-pointers.
The first game was like,
there's no answers. Like, as another team going against the Knicks right now, you have to, in my mind, you know, obviously I wish I had the capability to be an elite player like this and be on a team just to have this experience. But it's got to be almost like you gotta be really frustrated thinking about matching up against the Knicks. It's like, yo, what can you take away? Yeah. You know what I mean?
And you know, in Cleveland, they try to do something different between the two games, because the first game was kind of like letting JB ISO in that fourth. They got killed. Okay, we can't do that. So now they started blitzing him, and Brunson's, he's getting rid of the ball, and he's getting it to right guys. And it's evident, like you just said, with the 14 assists. So, you know, like, again, it's answers, right? Okay, you're going to do that. We're going to do this. Okay, you guys going to do that? Okay, now we'll start doing this. Like, and it's a counter, you know, insane, to everything. Yeah. You know, it's like a heavyweight fighter, you know, like just a counter to everything that's thrown at him.
And McCall's fuck them picks, right? McCall's
been great, man. It's on both ends. I mean, in the beginning of the playoffs, man, it's crazy, man. Those four guys, like, and I'm talking about JB, Cat, Cal, and OG, like, it's for me, before OG got hurt, I was saying I thought he was the best player for the Knicks in the playoffs. Obviously he's had the injury and he's still working himself back. So, you know, obviously he's kind of fell down, I guess the order you would put in as far as best players for the playoffs, for the Knicks. I guess, I still put JB at 1, but Cal is right there, man. When you factor in that the defensive side, and then because people talking about the points, but it's super efficient.
Yeah.
Like he's shooting, I think his true shooting percentage is like 70 something. His field goal percentage is like 65% or something like that. And like he's hitting like all these middies, he's hitting threes.
Well,
he's
that game
in transition.
Game 1 3-pointer. I mean, we talking about Brunson in game 1, but he was part of that 3-pointer that he had. Was insane. That fadeaway
over
3.
Mobley. Yep. Then he hit the corner 3 when we were down 6 or whatever. Yeah. So the timely shots too, whatever. So he's playing with a lot of confidence. But just going back, you can make the argument. It's probably Jalen Brunson, probably, but you can make an argument for Mikal Bridges and say he's been the next best player. You can make an argument for Cat. And this is the thing that we're talking about. And listen, and I didn't even say his name, Josh Hart.
Last night.
Yeah, last night. He was the best player, So, he had his hands, his DNA all over this game. Like he was that guy. So, It's just, again, the synergy, the chemistry, just everything, both ends of the floor, the way they're playing. I mean, even the bench, too. Like, Deuce McBride made a comment, after game 1 and just said that they were asking him about the comeback. And he said he's got to give a lot of credit to Jose Alvarado, someone who's not even in the game, but just his energy on the sideline, the way he's talking to everybody, And when the Knicks were making that comeback, who was the first player sprinting off the bench like the hug of Shamit or something like that? It was Jose Alvarado. Yeah. The teammates feed off of that. This team is just super locked in, man, and it's everyone all together.
Jordan Clarkson turning into a defensive specialist is nothing I would have ever thought of in my lifetime, yo.
I mean, I was kind of thinking about it the other day. I'm like, I think JB floaters are money, but Clarkson floaters, that's all day.
That is gas.
That's all day. They put 2 on the ball with Brunson, and then he just kind of like throws it to Clarkson around the free throw line. He turns around, little floater, money. Baseline floater, money. Yeah. Like, wow, man. Like it's the whole team.
Insane.
Man.
It's insane, man. And Mitchell Robinson has been. Last night he was a factor. But he's been not that instrumental throughout the playoffs, and I'm so used to seeing him being a dominant force, right? And it's because whatever. There's different reasons. I think that's happened in minutes, and I think the teams with the hack of Mitch and all that's really starting to eat into him a little bit. Last night, Mitch, and and even that, like we got Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench, and like if you're in an opposing team, it's like when do you stop? When do you get a breather? You don't get a breather.
I think I did read something with him where he has, I think in the playoffs right now, I think he has a worse, something, I guess, and obviously it has to factor in the amount of free throws taken, minimum amount, but I think he has the worst free throw shooting percentage ever. But then I think his offensive rebounding rate is the highest ever.
It's insane, bro.
So it's kind of like, oh, that's Mitch.
Yeah, I know.
Like I looked and I'm like, that's Mitch.
But as you look up and down his roster, it's a 10-man rotation essentially, and all 10 men are gonna hurt you, yo. It's not like it's not like you got an easy time at all. You got Alvarado going on there chasing down steals from full court and just annoying your offense, disrupting the whole thing.
The thing too with Jose that's great that we didn't really have last year. I mean, you could have done it with Deuce a little bit, but Jose will pick up full court.
Oh yeah.
Just to kind of, and that, thing,
that's his thing.
Teams don't like that. They don't like for, the other team to have a guy pick them up full court, engaging in defense before they even cross half court.
Who was that? That was McDonald was that the guy on the Pacers?
You got Nemhard.
I didn't even know TJ McDonald.
Him too.
He's another. He's the same guy. It's just like
but I mean that helped the Pacers, with the run that they made last year.
Whole court just annoy the shit out of you. And so, but anyway, we've got that team, man. And as a Knicks fan, these moments like right now in this podcast, I feel like it's cathartic, right? Because I'm sitting and I'm like, this is where I can be excited and really be energized about this team. Because day to day, I feel this shaky anxiety. Yeah. Excited, don't get me wrong. Like I don't feel bad or in any which way. I feel how do I say this? And I think I'm going to speak for Knicks fans to some degree, or at least Knicks fans like me. I feel this like intentional suppression of like what I want to be. I want to be that lunatic on 7th Ave. Like that's how I feel internally. Yeah. But I think my experiences and everything, the PTSD is telling me, don't do that. Don't do that because don't do that.
It's your guard. You got your guard up.
You know how this happens. You know this shit can go wrong quickly. Don't do that. But I want to be that lunatic screaming on 7th Ave. You know what I mean? Now, before we get out of here, and I'm not even gonna do it because this is the PTSD part of me that tells me one game at a time. And I loved Kat's post-game interview. He said that too yesterday. He's like, we just think about the next game. Like, we didn't worry about nothing.
He said he's looking at it like it's 0-0.
That's it. Next game. And I love that mentality. And that's where I'm going to stick. I'm going to stay right there too. I'm not even thinking about it. Because we have in the background, we're seeing the Thunder and the Spurs going at it right now. But, let that West Coast be what it is.
Yeah.
One game at a time, man. One game at a time. This is going to be, this is a fucking run.
Yeah. I mean, I just like to see one in my lifetime. I'm not even gonna say the word, but I just want to see one. And man, I ain't gonna lie though. If it happens, I'm gonna talk a lot of shit, man.
I tell you, what? Here's a run.
I'll be a little bit insufferable. Like,
here's a run that I remember feeling, and I think maybe this is the experience that has put me back in my cage. That gave me the PTSD. I think was it the 13 Knicks? Stoudemire Melo made the playoffs.
Yeah, with Tyson Chandler,
and
Jason
we were
Kidd.
Cooking, and we had this team. It looked like we had a team. And Stoudemire punched that glass, in the locker room. And he broke his hand. Remember?
No, that wasn't that year. That might have been the year before, or the year after. He broke his hand?
That's when we first got Melo. He broke his hand.
I think it might have been the year before because I think that was in Miami. And he punched the glass with the extinguisher or whatever. I don't think it was because they played the Celtics in the first round of that series, eliminated the Celtics in like 6 games, and then they played the Pacers after that and lost in 6 games.
I remember Roy Hibbert. I remember we lost to the Pistons. Roy Hibbert.
Yeah, I'll be honest though, that team, I never felt like damn we can win a championship. Nah, because I
felt the switch. There was just like magic that was going on with that team.
No, I mean, I like the team, whatever, but I would even say even, for example, like last year's team, I felt more confident with that team than I did with the Knicks team with Melo and them. Yeah, for sure. Because at the end of the day, I knew the Heat were right there, and I knew that it was going to be tough with the Heat, and I know we played them well in the regular season that year. We beat them in the regular season, but the Knicks themselves have already proven, like last year with the Celtics, regular season doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
The playoffs are a different animal. So, I didn't, with that Knicks team, I didn't really.
We only had a 50-50 record with Cleveland in the regular season, right?
Last year?
This season.
This year it was 50-50, if I'm not mistaken. I think we won 2, they won 2. The year before, we didn't beat Cleveland not even once.
Last year, yeah.
Last year, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't beat them, and then Detroit obviously was belt to ass, and Boston was belt to ass, and all that stuff. But anyway, they're here, man. Holy shit! So we got Saturday is game 3.
Yep.
What time is that game?
It's 8:00. All the games are 8:00.
Damn, bro, I got like a 50th birthday or something that I gotta go to Saturday night. I'm gonna be there with my phone.
It's funny because I got 4 tickets to the watch party, but only me and my son are going. So I got 2 extra tickets
for Saturday.
Yeah, for the watch party tomorrow.
I'm gonna have to get sick or something. The Hunter, I got that. Hunter, I got to stay home.
I don't know if the missus is gonna let you get away with that one.
I don't know if get away with that one. I'm okay with that one. Anyway, man, we don't got to go off on a tangent or anything. It was really just that expression of obviously the conversation we had there, and the acknowledgement. I think that fellow Knicks fans, if you're listening to this, or this makes it out to, we haven't been active in a while, so I'd imagine that the feeds are pretty dry. But if for whatever reason it gets picked up and people hear this and talk about it, know that you're not alone, man. This run is epic. I'm absorbing it as best I can. I am trying to relish it and absorb every moment because I don't want to lose the memory of what this is, because it's unprecedented for the NBA, but it's unprecedented for the Knicks. Right? And so that's the more important part that I think of that whole equation.
But you got to think about it in that way. That I guess it's not just unprecedented for the Knicks. It's also for any team to do what they're doing right now. Yeah. And then we got to, as much as the PTSD is in us, we gotta also understand that part of it too. You know,
I think we should all, with that, like, Knicks, find a way on Knicks Twitter. We should all be like emailing ESPN nonstop and do the same thing that we do on Side Talk and just do it in the corporate way to get them to be talking about it. And Stephen A. Smith is not the mouthpiece of fandom. No. And I think he's given it a bad taste too. Believe it or not, I love Perk. Perk sticks up for us.
Yeah, but Perk this year he's flip flop a bit. Like I'm kind of like, fuck whatever Perk is saying at this point, because he talking like, if he's jumping back on now, nah, I'm not trying to hear that shit, bro. You were talking about, he talked a whole bunch of shit about the Knicks this year during the regular season. So
16 p.m.
I don't know. That was my watch.
Siri's like, yeah, fuck Perk.
Siri.
So anyway. You got any parting words for these Knicks fans, man?
Yeah, I mean, just take it, just like somebody said already, these are the good old days. We're living in the good old days right now. We've experienced the other side of it. Well, most of us have anyway. So listen, man, PTSD or not, take it one game at a time, enjoy it. Fully embrace it, and hope that what we want ultimately to happens. And that would be my advice.
What's that meme I was saying, that Dexter's Laboratory meme where he has like the poster and it's like stunting on them, whatever.
Oh yeah, stunt on these hoes.
Yeah, so I feel like I need my own Dexter thing with like Brunson. You see that on the wall, but I need like my own little locker room. I'm just like praying to bro. Yeah. Like we got one of them, man. We got one of them in this city, and he was the second fastest at 2,000 points. Curry's the only one that's done it, and Curry only did it with one more game. Like,
I would have to. I know I saw it. It
was like 47 or 46 games, and I think he did it in 47. Curry did it in 46.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. It says Jalen Brunson passed 2,000 career playoff points in 78 games. Curry is the only point guard in NBA history to reach that number in fewer games. So Brunson did it in 78, Curry did it in 77, and obviously, I guess my Brunson bias, whatever you want to call it, I would say he doesn't make as many threes as Curry. So,
that's absolutely true. Yeah.
Factor that in a little bit too.
That's absolutely true, and I'm not diminishing Curry at all. I think
we're not. He's arguably he's the greatest shooter ever. You can argue he's the greatest point guard ever.
You can argue that. I've always said for my money, Iverson was the best point guard all time that I've seen play the game. But I know statistically, records, all that stuff, and wasn't. I would classify Curry there. He changed basketball. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He changed basketball. 100%.
Basketball. Like you got to put that up there. But Brunson's there. That's the name next to Brunson, and I think, regardless of this run or what's happening, that's who's on this roster. And to your point, we got to really absorb that and know that this is our guy.
I'll add this too. I think with Brunson, it's going to get to the point, or I think it's kind of gotten to the point, man. Especially if it keeps going the way it has with him, with the Knicks. Like when people say, "Oh man, who's like the greatest little man in NBA history?" And then when you say things like that, people mention names like Allen Iverson, Isaiah Thomas. I think it's kind of gonna get to the point where you're gonna include Brunson in that. You're gonna say that he's gonna be in that kind of conversation at this point.
I think because it's happening in real time, no one's saying it yet. There's no look back yet. You know what I mean? But, and that's why it's not being said. But I mean, when you announce numbers like that, and we look at the stats, like he's there. You know what I mean? He's in the conversation today, which is insane, and he's a Knick, man. And shout out Mark Cuban, man, because he's here. He's a Knick, man.
Appreciate you, Mark.
Anyway, man, as always, we love you here in MCP. We'll try. I promise that I mean this time, right? We're actually going to try to get to do a lot more frequently, because I say this all the time, and it's unfortunate that I do this to myself. I'm shooting myself in the foot. My own podcasting PTSD, I suppose. To get this more frequently, man. 2-man, solos, 3-mans, etc. Video when he comes back from Jamaica, hopefully be tanned up. Have a good time out there with Yaman and all that. But
Jamaica Vidi.
Jamaica Viddy. Anything, I guess, you still Bronx Legend everywhere, right?
Still have Bronx Legend everywhere.
I feel like I changed my name 6 times, but I'm still the same. AG the Mush. That stays the same. And we are, of course, the Man Camp Pod. Thank you for sticking around. Let's watch this run. Go Knicks. Deuces.
Later.